Hey beauties, so this is my tutorial on my yarn scrunch curls. I promise you this video will slow down to normal speed at 1 minute and 37 seconds. But I wanted to kind of talk about why I decided to use yarn instead of thread. So I was reminiscing on back in the early 2000s when I used to do kinky twists all the time, and I would use thread at the ends of the twist and scrunch them up and dip them in hot water to create like a really cute spirally curl. And I was thinking, yeah, I'd like my locks to look that way. So initially I had planned to 2-strand twist the locks and then do like the scrunch curl at the end. But I started being a little concerned about the thread causing too much friction on my locks. So my locks are 6 years old, and some of them throughout the bunch are just a little weak, and I haven't had the opportunity to repair. I have about 6 of them who need a little TLC. I haven't repaired them, and I was really concerned about the thread causing too much friction and possibly tearing my hair. So if you decide to use thread, just be careful and keep that in mind. You don't want to create too much friction. So that's why I decided to use yarn. I'm using pink yarn mainly for tutorial purposes so that it could be seen, and also so I could see it because it was my first time doing it. Now I sped up the first part because I kind of fumbled through a little bit trying to decide how I was going to tie those ends. And I end up going with kind of like how you tie a string around the end of a balloon, which can be a little difficult, but you'll master it over time. So my hair was freshly shampooed, and I didn't go right into styling. In fact, I did a little photo shoot of my hair long and wet and straight. And so it had started to kind of dry a little bit. So you'll see me spray it in different parts of this video. The spray I use is my hydration spritzer that I actually make in shop and sell to my clients. I use it at home as well. So I sprayed just to make sure that the locks were a little bit moist. So in the earlier scrunch curls that I did, I was tying the thread, and I kept thinking, I'm probably gonna have to take this down myself, and I don't want to be fumbling around trying to clip the thread and make a mistake and clip my hair. So I noticed if I just tied the thread around gently and then started wrapping the yarn around, it actually held in place. So none of these that you are seeing in the video now were tied on. Let me say they were tied, but not knotted, if that makes sense. So I lightly tied it on very gently. I rolled the thread down. So when you work your thread down the group of hair that you're using, you don't have to wrap it around so tightly. Just gently wrap it around. So when you scrunch it up, it'll scrunch up a lot easier. So if you wrap the thread around too tightly, it will actually make it where it's very hard for you to scrunch the locks up to create the curl. You still can, but then we're back to maybe creating too much friction, and the one thing we don't want to do is damage our hair. So now you'll see me do this little tie. I did it twice around the ends just to make sure it was secure, and then I just cut the excess. To me, it really looked cute, twisted, but of course I had pink thread in my hair, so it wasn't to be worn out. I did wear it though I slept on it for 2 nights. I work in my own private studio, so my clients were okay with seeing me with thread in my hair. But I did sleep on it for 2 nights. It was not uncomfortable to sleep on. Of course, it's going to feel different from laying on your own hair when it's not styled, but it wasn't uncomfortable. Another thing that I must say is I do not ever use setting lotions or foams on my locks. This is a personal choice. I tell my clients that decide they want to use a little foam or setting lotion to set their hair that is okay for them to do, but only if they have locks that are mature. And when I say mature locks, I'm saying locks that are over a year old. Locks that can be washed a little more vigorously without causing any slippage or unraveling. So just keep that in mind when you decide to use products, because you need to really shampoo your hair well to get those products out. And a big no-no with locks is washing them vigorously in the beginning. Braiding and banding, yes, of course that works, but if you braid and band and you have product, you still run the risk of not being able to get the product cleaned out properly. So like I said, it is a personal choice for me to not use any setting lotions or foams. Now I will say I kind of wish I did. I kind of wish that I had tried a little something, because I felt like that the curls may have lasted a little longer. When I did take them down, I ended up going to an event, and it was a little humid in the area. In the air, the humidity kind of made the curls drop a little bit, so the bounce left a little bit faster than I think they would have had I used a little setting lotion. I also let my hair air dry. Now, there's been a time or two where I have sat under a dryer when I was trying to rush some curls, and that was pipe cleaner curls. There's also a tutorial on this channel with pipe cleaner curls as well, if you're interested in seeing that. But I have sat under the dryer with my pipe cleaner curls before, just to hurry up and get them to dry. It usually takes my hair at least 24 hours to air dry. So if I'm going to an event or something and I don't have the whole 24 hours, then I will sit under a dryer. And it's the kind of like the dryer the dome dryer that you hook up to a blow dryer. And because I don't sit under there long, maybe 30 minutes tops, just to kind of partially dry, and then I'll sleep on them, and then I'll do maybe another 30 minutes the following day if I have an event to go to and I'm trying to get my curls set a little bit faster. So I said all that to say, if you use a little setting lotion or setting foam and also a dryer, you may get crispier curls that last longer. I was fine with my curls falling some because I like the way. I just like my hair to have a texture. Since it's gotten longer, I feel like I need texture to really get the look that I like. I've always really loved big hair, so I try to encourage all of my clients and other people that have locks, if your hair is short and bouncy and funky, love on it while it's in that stage, because it will not go back to that. Once it gets long, it's just long. Now, I don't regret the length, and I plan to let it grow and just to see how long it will get. I don't regret the length at all. My whole hair goal was to get a super high messy bun, and I have gotten there, so I'm happy. You can't tell me nothing about my bun. So that's really all I wanted. But I just feel cuter when my hair has some type of curl or texture to it. So this is my last scrunch curl that I did. By this time I felt like a pro, so I wrapped it around gently, scrunched it up, and tied it off. I went and I checked. I felt everything felt secure. Because I didn't make like a double knot at the top with the rest of the twist, the scrunch curls, I did wear a bonnet. Now, I usually don't sleep in bonnets at all. I sleep on a satin pillowcase every night. I don't wear scarves or bonnets unless I set my hair. So because my hair was set in the scrunch curls, I did sleep in a bonnet for the first night and not the second night. Now, I did put the bonnet on and take it off for the purpose of making this video, just to see that I did sleep in a bonnet the first night, and I suggest you do, especially if your hair is damp. So if my hair is damp, I'm gonna always wear a bonnet and put like a covering over my pillow, just in case some of the moisture goes through the bonnet that I'm wearing. But anyway, I love how the curls turned out. I did struggle cutting the yarn off in the back where I had tied the yarn on a little tightly. That was a bit of a struggle, but in the end, I love the look. So if you want to try this look, and if you do use setting lotions or setting foams, give it a try. It may make your scrunch curls last longer. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I hope you love it.